Hey, what's going on, folks? Welcome back to the Real Legend of Gaming. We are here with Clash Royale, folks, and this is another episode of Everything Royale. And in today's video, we're going to be going over a brand new Sparky deck that is incredible, especially against golem beatdown decks or tank decks, right? But before we go into the deck, I just want to point out something, right? We all are highly anticipating this Clash Royale update, and they're teasing these little emojis or images, and finally they released something a little more where we can kind of figure out what's going to happen, right? So if you look in the image in the picture, you see the boat, but you also see that the boat is going to basically what's an island, and this island does look like another arena. Now there's tons of speculations, a lot of theories and rumors, and you know that I usually don't talk about that stuff on the channel. I don't like discussing leaks or any of that stuff, but based on this picture here, it definitely seems like we're going to be having a brand new experience in Clash Royale. So one can only be very excited, and I do hope that this update comes out on Monday, April 23rd, right? Because the updates are usually released on Mondays, and the month is almost over, right? So other than that, let's get into this deck, all right? So appreciate the support always, folks. Let's get it. Alright, folks, so the deck that we're going to be using today is, you can say it's like a Sparky ZAP bait deck. So it has the Skarmy, currently have it at level 5, Princess, which I have at level 3, Sparky, which I have at level 3, Lumberjack I have at level 3, Infernal Dragon, which is at level 3, Electro Wizard, which is at level 3, the Log is also at level 3, and the Bandit, which is at level 2. So as you can see, this deck has a lot of legendaries, so it is indeed a Sparky legendary deck, and I did not actually notice that while using it until right now. So this deck here, if you have all 7 of those legendaries, which with the recent tweaks to how the cards are given out lately, I'm hearing and seeing a lot of people receiving legendary cards more often than before. So hopefully you guys have all these cards, and then you add in the Skarmy and you should be fine. Now, in the event that you don't have all these cards, right, we'll go over a couple substitutes. For the Princess, it's hard to substitute her, but Sparky, right, you need it because Sparky is the win condition in this deck. As far as the Lumberjack, you can swap it out for the Mini P.E.K.K.A, or you can use, you can use the Prince or the Dark Prince, but they're probably going to get nerfed, so you might be better off with the Mini P.E.K.K.A. And Infernal Dragon, I think almost everybody has that. And if you don't, then you can swap it out for maybe like a Minion Horde or a Minion. Then you have the Electro Wizard, which you can probably swap out for an Ice Wizard, or just put in a Zap spell, or maybe add in a Hunter. You know, you have some options. The Log, you can substitute for Zap or arrows. And then the Bandit, you can also substitute it for like Royal Ghosts, or you can put in a Mini P.E.K.K.A and leave the Lumberjack in the deck. You know, you got some options there. Alright, and the average elixir cost is 3.6, so it's pretty cheap, and it cycles really well on double elixir time. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get into a couple replays. One is I'm going to explain to you how the deck works. The second replay I just put there because I thought it was a funny troll. We went up against level 13 Max Royal Giant, so you guys already know that's like one of the most hated cards in the game, and whenever you go against a Max Royal Giant, it's usually tough to stop, but we did a good job, and you'll see what happens. And then on the third replay, we'll do a play-by-play commentary where we'll explain step by step what we're going to be doing to play the deck. Alright, so let's get into that, folks. Alright, folks, so our first match is against Moose from the Dependables, and basically the idea with this deck is, right, it is a Zap bait deck, and ideally once the opponent uses the Zap on either the Bandit, Infernal Dragon, Sparky, or Skarmy, then play one of the others, right? My preferred move is that when they zap the Sparky, I pop out the Skarmy, because at that point they really won't have anything to counter against it. And as you see here, we're going against a golem beatdown deck, a level 7 golem, also very, very tough. And we have a lot of different counters to stop it, like we use the Skarmy, We got the E-Wiz, we got the Lumberjack, you know, all collectively can take out this golem. And when things go right, you do have the convenience of using the bandit to take out all the low level troops, like she did right there. She took out the Dark Goblin, did damage to the Miner. So the bandit is a great card in this deck because one, while everybody's focused on the Sparky, the bandit could just attack everything else. And two, bandit is excellent for dropping at the bridge whenever you have an advantage to get 2 hits on those towers, and she does good damage. Now, as far as the princess, it's very important to like play her from a distance. So like I prefer dropping her behind the tower so that she's able to just target everything along her way up to the bridge, and then she'll start targeting it, you know, eventually if there's nothing there blocking his path. Now, the Inferno Dragon is very important in this deck as well, because if you don't have the Lumberjack in your hand to kind of use as a tank, the Inferno Dragon is not a tank. However, it is a card that requires the constant attention of the opponent, because if you just ignore it, it's going to destroy the tower. So you see how right there they zapped our Sparky? We brought in our Skarmy right after the Lumberjack to take advantage of the rage, and we also had the Inferno Dragon there as well. And then we dropped another one because we didn't have the Lumberjack, and you see it's taking the direction of all the attacks, and it allows us to keep the Sparky still alive, bring in another Lumberjack, bring in a bandit. So deck works really well. I think it has very good synergy. All right, so now this replay here is the one I mentioned earlier, where you go up against the Max Royale Giant. I just thought it was funny. All right, so there it goes. We played the Lumberjack on the opposite lane. Pretty tough situation in normal cases, right? But we'll bring out the Inferno Dragon, and we're gonna use the Skarmies just to kind of protect that Inferno Dragon from those furnace pups. And we took out that Royal Giant pretty quick. And look how now the Inferno Tower just locks in. I mean, Inferno Dragon. I always call it Inferno Tower, but it really is like an Inferno Tower. And now we're just gonna sit back, defend. Now you bring in the bandit right at the bridge just to finish off that tower. And it will drop the princess on the bridge because you know that everybody's now focusing on the bandit. So chip damage right there. Now basically we shut them down, and this is an easy victory from here because you shut down, once you shut down a Max Royal Giant with ease, the match is yours. Opponents most of the time are going to rage quit because the RG is not a card that requires a lot of skill. Once you defeat the opponent, you're going to be good. And this deck really, I think, does a good troll against the Max Royal Giants. And the rest of the match, we're just going to finish this off. But Sparky's pretty credible. Sparky is pretty credible. So now I'm going to go into the last replay and we'll do play by play. All right, so here goes the last replay against Alberto from Golinesi. Hope I pronounced that correctly. All right, so we'll let our count build up. And the reason why I decided to choose this replay is because this is the first time I used the deck. So I definitely was not familiar with how it functioned. So I made a lot of mistakes. So we used the E-Wiz and the Skarmy there to take out the E-Barbs. And then we got the Princess on the other side doing some chip damage. And we got the E-Wiz specifically for the Inferno Dragon, right? That's like the main reason you have the E-Wiz in your deck nowadays. E-Wiz will take out the bats. Now we'll drop out Sparky. And then I think what I was planning to do was drop the Lumberjack in front of it. And that's essentially your push. However, I think it would be better, right? And again, I'm watching this replay because I know I made mistakes. It would be a better idea to push with your Lumberjack first and then bring in the Sparky afterwards. But we made it work right there, right? Because again, once we saw the zap on the Sparky, we brought out the Skarmy. And then now we could put the bandit in because we know that the opponent has already focused too much elixir to stopping the Sparky and Inferno Dragon. All right, there we go. We'll drop down the Lumberjack, counter against that mini P.E.K.K.A. And now we just sit back and wait for the elixir count to build up. And we'll use the log right there. And now we'll let our count build up. All right, we'll double elixir time. So now we got to stop a lumberjack and a E-bar, max E-bar. So we'll drop down a Skarmy, we'll bring out the lumberjack, and we'll bring out the bandit. So the E-barbs, you know, they did a good job right there. We use the princess to try to do some chip damage and a log to stop that mini P.E.K.K.A. And at this point, we're looking good. Now we got to stop this Inferno Dragon. We'll bring out the E-Wiz. And then now we got to worry about the lumberjack again with the E-bar counter, which is pretty crazy. So we're going to do the same exact thing we did last time. They had saved the zap for our Skarmy. And right there, I made a mistake. So I immediately said, oh, okay, they used the zap. Let me try to bring out Sparky. But I probably should have not made that move because I didn't have anything to properly protect the Sparky. Yes, the Inferno Dragon was used, but wasn't the best push because I didn't have the right supporting cards. So you got to make sure that when you drop a Sparky, that's 6 elixir you're investing, be able to protect it. All right, so we're pushing now with the lumberjack and Sparky. That is an ideal push right there. And then we'll bring in anything else that we need to bring in to protect. So there we go. We'll drop the Skarmy. And then now we're going to log back everything. And Inferno Dragon and Sparky will take out that last E-bar. Now we'll bring in the E-Wiz to defend because we know they got an Inferno Dragon. And we'll bring in the bandit to go against that mini P.E.K.K.A, which Sparky already finished off. And that's pretty much it. So folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. Folks, I gotta be very honest with you. In this current state of the meta, there are really not too many decks that are being used. It's either going double prints or you're doing Zap 8. So to be able to find a good deck with a Sparky in it, it's pretty sick. So that's why I'm sharing it with you guys. But I do hope that you appreciate all the content. I've been putting out more Clash Royale videos, trying to like keep it relevant with the news and also give you gameplay. I know that you guys look forward to the uploads every day, right? That's why you subscribe and you watch the videos. So I try to give you something that has value and also give you some gameplay. I can drop like 3-4 videos about announcements, but I just don't want to do that to you guys. You know, notice my effort that I'm putting into the channel to give you guys quality content all the time. All right. And I hope that, you know, these deck videos help you out and also that you share them with your friends. If your friend is someone who has every legendary, this will work for them. If they like Sparky decks, this will work for them as well. All right, and we'll also put guides on Stats Royale. So if you don't want to watch the video, you can always read the guide as well. All right, so folks, other than that, I always appreciate the support. Peace out, folks.